Hi, I'm Olivia Offner. I'm from Colgate. I'm interning at townhall.com this summer. We want to thank you for your column this week. We think you finally quieted down the birther fringe on the site. But my question is, I know you're probably not surprised that Bill Clinton came back from North Korea with 2 women, but I was hoping you could comment on the evolving relationship between the Obama administration and both the Clintons, actually.
You know, who knows with these Democrats? I do tend to think that not only do Clinton and Gore still hate each other's guts, that the Clintons hate the Obama's guts. But I don't know, they're much better at working those things out. You know, McCain couldn't even go a few short months of a campaign without attacking his own vice presidential candidate, and then immediately after the campaign. So, you know, if all you want is power, it's easier to put personal hatreds aside.
Evan Gassman, Catholic University. Thanks for coming out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to go back to my campus this August in a couple weeks because we're winning. I mean, we're winning on cap and trade. We're winning on health care. There's one thing that I am a little bit concerned about when I've been talking to everyone here at the conference this week, which has been great. It's the Obama birthers, which we just had a mention with, and you nailed it with that column that you had, and I was hoping that since you're here and you know, you have everyone's attention, if you could just tackle it for us and just, you know, distill the argument, because there are some people out here that are still a little bit concerned about the issue, and I was hoping that you could just try to.
Sure, I'd love to.
Thank you.
For one thing, I mean, a lot of the birther business was started by left-wingers like this guy, Larry Johnson, who used to be MSNBC's favorite guest when he was going on hysterically claiming the Bush administration had put Valerie Plame's life at risk. I mean, a lot of this is, you know, they have more crazy people than we do. So they were the ones behind a lot of the, where was he born, where was he born? American Spectator, I know, and a few other conservative publications specifically looked into it during the campaign. Human Events and National Review, you know, it had been looked into. Sweetness and Light, which is like the right-wing Snopes, looked into it and found out, A, the certificate of live birth is what Hawaii, that is their version of a birth certificate. And there were those announcements in local newspapers at the time. And now you'll notice the birthers kind of changing the argument, and I do think most of them aren't conservatives. They're changing the argument, anticipating that they will finally get the famed long-form birth certificate. And now they're saying, okay, we believe he was born here, but we just think he's hiding something because he won't release the birth certificate. Well, if you go online, or if you've ever tried to talk to a 9/11 truther or another fanatic, I think the reasons, because a lot of, I think, normal, sane people are saying, well, why isn't he releasing it? That does seem kind of weird. Well, there are 2 reasons. One is hospitals don't want to release the long-form birth certificate, you know, for the same reason when you watch a movie on TV, the phone number is always 555. The reason all Law and Order addresses are addresses that would be in the middle of the East River. You don't release private information like the name of the doctor, the name of the hospital, that sort of thing. That's why you don't get the long-form birth certificate, and I promise you, if they release the long-form certificate, the birthers will come up with something else. That's the way fanatics are. You can never come up with an answer. Well, okay, maybe he wasn't born, maybe he was born in Hawaii, but he has a different father. Well, what? Because the father he's claiming is, yeah, anybody would make that up. That's something to brag about. Father left me and went back to Kenya, yeah. And maybe he will release it at some point, but I promise you if the long form is released, that will not end it. And why is this fun for liberals? Because they're always the ones who are behind conspiracy theories, as documented in this week's column. And this finally gives them a chance to say right-wingers are conspiracy theorists too. But as I point out, we're not. No conservative whose name you've heard of is promoting this. Every conservative publication discredited it back during the campaign. You don't see, I mean, if you haven't read my column, well, A, I'd like to know why you haven't read this week's column, and B, among the points was after, you know, Michael Moore puts out his whack job conspiracy theory Fahrenheit 9/11, which claims that the Bush family, because of their relationship with the Saudi family or the House of Saud and the bin Ladens, they secretly spirited bin Laden out of the country after 9/11. Of course that Bush stole the election, and that we went to war in Afghanistan because Bush wanted to help out the Unocal natural gas company. So this is all in his movie. It was, a glittering premiere here in Washington. There were half a dozen Democratic senators attending. The head of the Democratic National Committee at the time, Terry McAuliffe, not only attended, but he came out and said, I agree, after seeing that movie. Yes, Unocal, that we went to war for oil in Afghanistan, having nothing to do with 9/11, of course. You don't see Michael Steele out there saying, I believe the birthers. So we don't have the crazies they have on their side, which is why I think so many of the people who are hysterical about it aren't even conservatives to begin with.
Put those DVDs away if you have them here at the conference. You just heard it.
Hi, Samuel Settle, Penn State. One thing that came out of the 2008 campaign is that we absolutely know you can make Cassandra-esque prophecies that no one will listen to of doom and gloom if we nominate the wrong candidate. So I was wondering, a lot of people are asking who we should nominate for 2012. Is there anyone you want to absolutely warn us away from nominating at this point?
Pretty much anyone I can think of who might possibly run, but that kind of leaves me stuck for who we will run. We have a lot of good congressmen, and I hope they will run for governor, because you can't run a congressman, and we have a lot of good ones, but they can't run from the House. I mean, I found that out to my disappointment with Duncan Hunter. They need to be they need to be governors, or apparently senators, though generally senators had a tough time of it. The executive experience is considered advantageous. I don't warn you against, well, don't run McCain again. And I'm not really wild about any of them. We'll see. We have time.
Thanks.
Won't any of you be 35 in a few years?
Hi, my name is Emily Lofgren, and I go to Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa. My question is, I know you said that you would never really consider running for office, even though I definitely think you'd be an awesome candidate, because we need more females like you who are strong in their conservative ideas. But are there any particular women that you foresee, stepping up in the next, 4, 8, 12, several years, and maybe running for president and being a good contender?
Ooh, like a certain ex-governor of Alaska? Why, I hope so. I don't even, and also because I just told all of you to run for office, even though I don't want to run for office, but that's why you need to. I don't really follow politicians that closely. I know that sounds odd, since I write about politics, but I really don't. I mean, I love Michelle Bachmann and Sarah Palin. And who else? I mean, once again, I keep thinking of, I don't know, people like Babe Buchanan, the ones you see on Kellyanne Conway. You think of the ones you see on TV. That's why we need more of our best people running for office. It's not that bad.
Thank you.